Pool owners, Ray here with First Time Pool Owners Group. Today's video is made possible by poolparts2go.com. Poolparts2go.com is your #1 source for heat pumps, pool pumps, cover pumps, and lots more. Remember that First Time Pool Owner Group members receive 15% off at checkout on most Pool Parts to Go products, including this 2 horsepower Black & Decker variable speed pump we'll be installing today by using promo code FIRSTPOOL15 at checkout. Super excited about today's video. We are going to walk you through an install of Black & Decker's variable speed pump. This particular model is the 2 horsepower model, and we will be replacing a very old single speed pump that's been, quite honestly, giving us issues now for a few months. So sit back, relax, and let's get this pump going. Like anything, before you work on anything that has to do with electric, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you turn all the breakers off in the panel, and then most importantly you want to make sure that you also test the line to make sure there's no current flowing to it, just as an extra step or safety precaution. Then on the back of the pump you'll see that there is a screw in here. Again, it's just way easier to take out with a ratchet if you have it. There's one again on the other side. Just to show you what happens after you remove that cover. So you can see there's the green ground wire all the way to the top. There's the 2 other hot wire, etc., down here in the middle. So again, what we're going to do as a next step is we're going to grab our handy voltmeter and we are going to test the connection. So after confirming that in fact there is no power going to these wires, our next step is we're going to go ahead and one by one we're going to remove them. All right, getting back to the equipment, first thing we're going to do is we are going to cut the old PVC pipe off the pump. So we're going to make a cut as close as possible to the pump housing here. Again, this pump is no good. You know, it's been acting up for a few months now, so you know, looking forward to this replacement. So we're going to cut it right here, and then we're also going to cut as close as possible here. And again, I'm only going as close as possible. I am trying to avoid having to add any unions or connections to the existing PVC piping. I'm hoping to get away with everything that came with the new Black & Decker pump. Shielding off here, pull the wires back, get those wires out of the way. Now we can remove this piece here. And with everything free here, our pump should be ready to be removed. Here, first thing I did was just remove the old pump, put the new one up here, just to kind of see where everything lines up. Right off the bat, it looks like everything pretty much lines up pretty well. Like what we're going to do next is we're going to do a dry fit. So before we use any type of cement, etc., we are going to go ahead and we're going to see how this thing fits and just make sure I don't have to do any additional cutting, and basically all the PVC pipes line up as they should. So we'll do that next. Parts to Go supplies you with multiple different sizes here. So obviously use the one that fits your pool PVC piping. I believe this is the one we're going to use here. So let's try to see if we can do a little quick dry fit. Alright. Fits nice and snug there. Let's go back a little bit. It is absolutely crazy to me how everything just, for the most part, seems to fit pretty nicely. Now, so you can see here, it does look like this one here is slightly raised. So one of the things that I do want to do is I want to potentially just knock off a little bit off this pipe. So we'll measure and then do a little extra cutting just to make sure that this sits a little flat. This one here is pretty much ready to go. So what I'll do here is I'll mark it and then clean it, prime it, and we can begin the gluing process. But before we do that, Looks like I got a little bit of work to do on this upper one here, not much. So let's do a little bit of extra cutting and see what we come up with. All right, with extra cutting done, wow, that actually looks pretty good. I think we are ready to mark these things up and clean it up and do some gluing. I went ahead and used some electrical tape and just pretty much just marked off where everything should sit. Again, I know the pipes are pushed in all the way, but that's just, I like to take a little extra precaution before I use the cement to glue this thing down, because once you glue these things down, the only way to get them off is by cutting it, and we don't want to have to do this twice. So far everything has been a breeze. We're probably about 40 minutes or less into this entire install, so you know, we want to keep the progress moving along. All right, so this one here is ready to go. It's fully cemented, primered. The seal is in here, or the O-ring. So now we're ready to work on this back one. Like that, our plumbing is officially done. Everything is nice and secured here, all cemented. This is ready to go. Really can't get over how easy it is to fit this thing using the existing plumbing. So that is one thing that I definitely want to highlight here. Very, very easy so far. Next, we'll do the bonding wire, and we're gonna fire this thing up. A round rubber seal. It does fit in here, so just make sure that you're using it to keep any water from getting in here and corroding any wires, etc. So as you can see it there, it's already on there. All right, so that is it. All the electrical connections are completed. Bonding wires hooked back up. All the plumbing is done. Next steps, we're gonna fire this thing up. So we're gonna turn on the power to the pump. We're gonna prime it, and we're gonna do a little test, sound test, and just give you an overview on first experiences. Test here with the old pump. Slowest speed setting. I can't even hear it. Oh, there it is. I mean, barely audible. Let's try speed number 3. Again, very quiet. This is our medium option here. Speed 2. Still fairly quiet. And then our highest speed setting. Super quiet. This is on the highest speed setting. Fairly quiet compared to my other to the old unit. Let's do a speed 2 test, sound test. Virtually not even audible. Super, super quiet. So again, all in all, first impressions, love the product. Control panel is super, super easy to set up. Right now I have it set on manual mode. Obviously I'll be putting it on a timer or on the schedule here shortly after this video. Everything looks good. Thanks for watching.